Bitcoin is the currency for a more civilized time. We're going to go through a September overview of these Bitcoin charts, where we might go up, down, or sideways. But market dominance, we're a little bit up. However, not by much. We've only increased by 1.5% to the upside. Having said that, let's look at this monthly chart and we'll see that we have had two downward candles for the last 2 months. And I just want to point out this, the trading range. Trading range of last month's candle was at 32%. And then of the body, we had a 5% change, or 4.94 on this chart. Very interesting to see what happens. We're still holding this trend line on that monthly down here as well. So look, this market still is looking heavy, maybe to the 9,000 region. Good buying opportunity if it happens, but we will see. And of course, we've got that 10,000, that boundary, that magnetic zone of 10,000. Let's do a recap of that Bitcoin dominance, that gold 2.0. So Bitcoin dominance currently sitting at 69.4% until those other altcoins or those shit coins come up to play the game and knock Bitcoin off its perch. I'm not going to be talking about it in this forum. However, there are opportunities there. Maybe in the weeks to come, I will break down some of those charts as well, because when Bitcoin moves, possibly alts could be dragged. And if we do have a bit of upside, we hit those 10s, let's see what the altcoins do. Bitcoin halving, we're 258 days from that. That just means the difficulty gets more in 258 days. So basically we're mining at a capacity of 12.5 per block that's being mined. That's going to reduce to 6.25. Let me clarify that. That's stemming from 210,000 blocks being mined. That difficulty gets a little bit harder. Mining, we're at 85.29% capacity, having mined 17,900,000 out of that possible 21 million to ever be mined. Total left to mine, that's leaving 3 million. So of course, guys, you have the game of what's already been accumulated and circulating and to be mined. Some people find a business strategy in to be mined, but you got to work backwards, electricity costs and whether it's viable too, and your computing power to find those algorithms to pump out that Bitcoin. Current price, hard right edge of the screen, we're at 9,789 USD, and we've had a daily change from yesterday of over 1.5%. Not that large considering the volatility, but good to see some movement also. Market cap, how's that worked out? That's the price, hard right edge of the screen, times by the Bitcoin that's being mined. So currently we're holding at 174 billion. Population of the world, I like to put this because I would love everyone to be holding Bitcoin. I do put an equal amount here, although just like gold, once it's all out of the ground, comes down to supply and demand, and not everyone will hold it. Hopefully you hold some too, especially as a hedge during a recession. It's going to be very interesting in the next few months with what happens with the gold price, but also Bitcoin. We might find a lot of people like to find a hedge in Bitcoin. They will have a dabble in some other altcoins, but the main beast, I feel, will be that Bitcoin. So population of the world's currently over 7.7 billion. So we divide that by the market cap and we've got $22.62 USD for everyone if Bitcoin was shared equally around the world right now. As I said, we're not going to see that happen, so it's basically first in best dressed, and if accumulation's your game and you deem that this is the future of money or a hedge or an investment strategy of yours, because you really do become your own bank, you really do hold your own wealth, then go for it, guys. I'm certainly accumulating with our businesses, our trading, and what we do here. The game is accumulation for me. Now, I don't call myself a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm almost there. Let's dive in and split this up with a Bitcoin thought-provoking statement. Why Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the currency for a more civilized time. And we're going to see that too. I don't mean to be all doom and gloom, guys, but seriously, this might be the way to transact with what's happening with America and China. You got to think about imports and exports and where some of the things that you utilize today come from. If certain people in power shut that off, what's the flow-on effect? What's the flow-on effect from a recession as well? If you can't get all the money out of the bank account there and there, what's going to transpire? All right, so that's what leads me into my zones here on the right hand side of my charts too. Reassess zone down the bottom. If Bitcoin was to get down to the 2.5s, I might be a little bit more worried. However, we're still in for me, the accumulation zone. But the reassess zone is only going to come into play. We don't see Bitcoin as a hedge. All right, if people are flooding money, that fiat, if they can get it, into crypto, then the price should either stay stable or go up. A technology that betters blockchain, well, I don't think that's going to happen if some settlement happens within the next 6 months. I really don't. And governments around the world deem it illegal. Well, some have, but the rest of the world are pretty much, well, it's either a gray area or it's A-OK. Internet goes down, well, that's only going to happen because you don't have any electricity or something massive happens around the world. So that's what ifs. But we do have this accumulation zone happening right here. Prime time, guys. So if you haven't accumulated here, this might be one of the last times to risk to reward ratio, that upside, that might be the last time to get in. FOMO zone, you're going to see a lot of people sell because we're coming up from those highs, especially coming up to this one too. If we break this, you're going to see people take profit. But please remember that other people have to buy that Bitcoin for them to sell out. So you will see exchanges definitely consume that. Me, for myself, OTC businesses, we will take your Bitcoin. Like I said, it's accumulation. I think this could definitely go up to $100,000 in the next 2 years. And further thinking, let's see what transpires in this world, but we could go higher than that as well. Let's go break it down. Let's go into the weekly chart. Usually I keep my charts naked for this, but for this, I'm going to leave the support and resistance. You do see this trend line here. This is to the wicks. Why? Because price did go there. It did travel there. But I will change this for you right now too, because don't forget, some traders are looking at this. So we're going to change this to a bit of green here. We're just going to trace over it. And we're just going to duplicate this because when we go further into the charts, I want to show you some stuff. So I will change this one back, but noting that now we do have that green trend line there as well. Let me fix up these charts and center it just a little bit for you so we can see a bit more sediment. Now we are still in that accumulation zone. We are still in between 12,000 and my mark down here. But let's get that off the screen so we can see an overview. Don't forget support and resistance, they're coming off these prior highs or prior lows and where the market consolidated as well. And then we come over here. Right now, we'll draw another trend line stemming from here up here. But because we've printed this candle, I'm going to intersect them right here. So now we have this zone here, this typical place. If we do bang down, there is also a trend line I'm seeing here as market travels down. Now we're in an apex. When price goes into an apex, it could still consolidate, might not have the power, but if other traders are looking at this and front loading positions, buy or sell, it might pop to a certain direction. We don't know yet. This is defining where market could go for your probabilities in your trading. So that's what I see in this market on the weeklies. And we've had a bit of a push to the downside here as well. All right, 1, 2, 3. Last 3 weeks have been down. So there is a bit of a sentiment that we're very bearish too. Let's not forget that 10K zone, which could suck up and then consolidate. We're going to go into the dailies now, and you'll see that on my charts. So we've got the daily on the chart now, and isn't it interesting that this trend line that I drew just from the weekly too is respecting that? That was the first time I draw it for you guys today. Obviously, you need to imagine that these are not on the charts, the resistance and the support. But we are formalizing this area here, this triangle, and price is ticking back into this apex and also this 10K position up here. If we do pop up, we might consolidate up here again from this apex. It will be interesting. With market dynamics, we could still pop up. However, I don't feel that there's the strength just yet. If we do hold this trend line too and pop down, interesting times. Let's not forget about this zone here. If the market pops down, I do think 9,000 could be an area of support. Also, if you think the market in the next 6 months is going up, that could be your last buying. All right. Now, I don't want to go doom and gloom, but I see too much of a support zone down here between 7, 6, and 8 for the market to fully drop. But depending on other market dynamics around the world, let's see. You got to think of it this way too. If a recession does hit hard, Bitcoin liquidity from these larger providers might dry up. Why? Because they might be holding their own. I know, for example, us in the OTC business, sometimes we don't use our own liquidity to sell because we're either trading it and making profit, or it's just not worthy. It's just better to wait. Why would you sell at 5 when you could sell at 20 and just wait 6 months? If you don't need to sell, you don't. Don't forget, some other traders are doing that. Now, we are talking about trading, intraday trading, swing trading to accumulate a little bit more. And we all know you can buy to make profit and also sell the market to make profit. What great times we live in. So that's why I'm giving you this overall view of this to depict what could be happening. We do have this support at 9,500 right here. And also, coming up to the highs, there is a resistance area, it's area, not the line, of 10.2. Don't forget about this round number. Some traders will be thinking this could, if this is bearish and we could get sucked up, we're going to sell here because I don't think it's going up and it could be going bearish. Some traders are thinking that there is a channel forming to the downside here as well. So if price picks up, boom, boom, we might hold this trend line, this channel holding down. I'm going to let the market prove itself. So that's what I see on the daily. Let's get this out. So reinforcing what can transpire, look, the market might just pop along until this apex and peak up or peak down. We could have another down day and come back down here and flow this. But we got to watch this area too. We might bounce off here. If we do break this, we could be coming back to that 10K zone up here. This zone up here. Look at all these candles. Look at all of this right here. This could be a safety position right here. This support could turn, this resistance rather, could turn back into support. We're just going to have to wait and see. Would I be entering a trade to suck up to that 10K zone? At these levels, there is a little bit of room. I'm not saying that that should happen because there is a bit of resistance. There's not this clear area on the daily. You might find in a 4-hour chart, a lower time frames there are. Moving forward, this is going to be very interesting to play out for the whole month. And that's why I'm doing this monthly video right now. So what I'm going to do is delete these. All right. I'm going to keep this to the downside because if we come here, that's interesting. I definitely think we could be bearish down here. I'm observing that pressure. This is a very interesting zone, this 10K whole number. I keep harping on. If we go through this and just consolidate, that could be our whole month. All right. Just like this one. What? Daily. 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, 4 candle, 5 candle, 6 candle, 7 candle, 8 candle, 9, 10. All right, that's a third of a month right there. If we come up and do that again and consolidate, we're not showing confidence to the upside. We need some fresh air. But the more we consolidate, the more heavier we are looking as well. People will take profit, they'll lose confidence. For me, I think that's good trading area. I would like to see us break this 10-8 zone, and then I feel that the bears have been closed out, and those mighty bulls are coming back in to drive this market up. But right now, these bears are sitting pretty, or people are hodling at this position, and really not front loading it either way. As I look at the order book right now, that's timing now. So all in all, let's recap. Okay. We need to see what happens with this market sentiment. We need to see what happens with the rest of the world and where they're flowing in. Having said that, there are still people placing orders. People are getting in the game right now, guys. You probably won't see it on the exchanges, but through my business, Landen International, there is deal flow, and this is still good time. Don't forget, that doesn't get bought off the exchange to move the market. It's sitting in our business wallets to be taken out and it just transferred. So therefore, it's not going to move the market. So I do see this 10K zone. This 10K zone is a major point. So moving forward, it's going to be very interesting, and I really hope we see some market confidence within Bitcoin and we do go up, especially if the rest of the world is going down financially, as in stuff's drying up, that Bitcoin and some other cryptos can show strength. That would be beautiful for the crypto community here. Few things to transpire. Let's see what happens, but that's my general market overview. Until we get up to this point in time, into the 10Ks, I might have more confidence to the upside. It could happen within a few days too, guys. But right now with the charts, I need to see some confidence there, and I'm more bearish overall. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to bring more and more content for you. Ask me a question if you want me to cover something. I know I haven't told you guys my story. That's to come, but I look forward to bringing you more. I'm really enjoying this, guys. Editing, well, that's been an experience, but hey, let's do it. Moon Lambo, baby.